就可以 start 了。你 start 了之后，你就可以就是你把这个链接给别人，别人就可以看了，或者别人关注你就会看到。
啊，真的吗？
对。视频呢？操你妈的！
哎，开始了。
那
就等于说，我在这里还可以切换成视频看。
视频是什么意思？
就是我昨天录的视频，就是可以在这里选嘛，对吧？
哦，你如果进到你进到 YouTube 里面，你这个只要开着，你就，比如说，
你看这个很没有 delay 哎，你看，很及时哎。
有这么快吗？还是有点 delay 的，
有一点点，
而且 delay 会越来越长。
哦，这样子，对，你看现在 delay 了。
对。你已经实现了我们 Nothing 作业的全部东西。
So far 是吗？
我们 Nothing 作业就做到这里。但是 Andrew 挺喜欢的 ，Andrew 说感觉挺好的。
哎，怎么回到刚刚那个界面去呢？就是 setting 的界面。
就会返回呀，它永远在 Creator Studio 里面。这永远在 Creator Studio 有 event。
让我截个屏。哦 ，Why？
Bad， 你不要理他，我就跟你说，他会说分辨率对不上之类的。
那这时候怎么办呢？
不用理他，照样 work。
就点这儿就可以了吗？
这是给你作为工作人员预览用的。
那我现在要去那个 video 怎么去？
你去 video 的话，上面右上角就是对。
谢谢。
你刚刚完成了我们的Nothing作业。我必须要把我们Nothing作业做得更复杂，不然没法交代。
真的是，谢谢杨洋。这个 delay 好严重哦。没有，我想看他同框，就是在 live， 所以我想照个相。干什么你们两个？
没有，我什么都没有，就是在看你。没有这种美感。
今天有课吗？别课来学习，还没这么早。
要翻译了。没课我知道，大家。
没有，我们2个小时后有翻译，我现在不想去。
别说了，你现在收2个小时后
可能会不会。
Thank you.
How are you? Huh?
Where did you go?
I went to LaGuardia, and then I went to pick up your food, and then I went to pick up my food.
Just now.
What is this camera? The Move?
For a pixel by pixel.
Why are you using this camera?
I'm not.
Yeah?
I'm trying to, because this camera inside of the computer is not working, so I'm trying to.
It's a PlayStation camera.
It's a what?
It's the PlayStation camera. It's a special camera.
Really?
Yeah, it's not meant as a webcam. But it's amazing.
That's why it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So cute.
We did. Sorry. Sorry again. No, I stole someone else's chair. Hey. Hey.
What's this pants?
Leather pants.
What do you mean later pants? Lighter pants?
Nice. No. Very pretty today. Oh, that's a delay.
Yeah.
Who's watching? Oh, you're watching.
Is this Milpa?
Yeah, but this is very lame.
Why don't you get this one?
Because I don't want beef.
Later?
来比你们看看。
你们看看。为什么
太多了。
？Steven give us a free soup.
Nice, thank you. Where's it from?
China Shan.
Where?
China Shan is near my apartment.
I don't think you will like it.
Why? What is it?
Because you have the corn.
It's thick, but it's not too thick.
好像是说他们会到我们开学才能。
This is so dangerous. What if they fall off?
It won't fall off eventually.
Yeah, they should take it off.
Maybe they're trying to claim space for the show. Why are you wearing a sweater and long pants? Huh?
I was planning to wear a skirt.
You're doing your brain.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you carry it all the time?
In case we go to the theater. In case we end up in the theater.
It's what?
In case we go to the theater.
Oh. It's on the new pill.
Really? Which one?
Fabrica.
How is it different?
It's just a different one. I don't know how's the ingredient different, but it looks different. And I took the test.
You should ask a doctor before you start taking it. How was the test?
I'll make a huge peanut spaghetti to you. And then pump, chicken bacon.
Did you have one? Did you have one?
Yeah.
That was nice.
And they use the cotton swab to get something from your inside.
That sounds unpleasant.
Huh? Oh, almost. 完了，怎么办？You want?
No.
On Saturday when you come back.
Weekdays you have to because I won't come to your house so you have to work.
But we won't see each other on weekdays anymore.
Some weekdays. Okay, so what's good? How's your open source cinema? What does that mean?
I'm fine. I have something really easy.
Can I see?
Sure. I just made a video in the VR. That's it.
And so you completely ignore the point of the class.
What do you mean?
Like it needs to be shareable or modifiable or blah 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 blah.
What do you mean shareable?
What I said.
What's shareable?
You can share it and you can remix it and you can edit it and you can. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. But it's a VR, so it's fine.
I hope it's fine.
Of course it's fine. It's good.
What is that? What is that? What's happening there?
I don't know. Do you want to see what's going on?
Envy is the ulcer of the soul.
What?
I'm just reading Kai's shirt. I was reading your shirt. What's up?
Home office hour is called at 4:30. How can you be at other people's office hour?
Yes, and I also have class. Yes.
4:30?
I will cancel. I will cancel it.
You cancel what?
他们有
Todd
4:30
is
啊，我觉得很聪明。
Okay, don't cancel it.
You wanna have them?
No, I have. The problem is I have office hour with Todd at 3:30.
I have.
4:30.
So keep your office hours. Right? We'll just do it separately. Keep your office hours. I'll keep mine. We'll compare notes afterwards.
Oh wow.
我们的 office hour 是1小时吗？
是啊，不是3点讲。
Why 3:30 to 4:30? 1 hour?
You have two people.
Oh. Okay.
Do you need Todd's help?
We'll find out. April is not even here.
I have a slot at 4:30.
Oh, really?
You can sneak out of Open Source Cinema, or you can send April.
I will. I will. 4:30
Yeah.
with Todd?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Say
feel bad because I told them I can
It's
help
yours.
you.
It's your slot, whatever. And then, I mean, whatever. You know. This classes.
Being a nice person because he really.
I know, but you really need to. You really need to. Oh, I don't have energy for all these finals. I need to finish the
Finish
paper.
your paper.
Yes, in
I
an
have
overnight
okay.
frenzy.
I
Not really
have
overnight.
overnight too,
I woke
but
up at 7 and then I just started writing.
No, I was reading the readings, and I found the readings very good.
For which one?
Like the main read the book.
I did too.
I found the reading very helpful, and I just spent hours reading the readings, just for no reason, not for writing the paper. Even.
Good. Now write
But
something.
no, I don't have paper.
Just write something. What is 2,000 words? It's like 4 pages?
It's like 5 pages.
Just, well, you know,
I don't know how to draw.
you really need to learn how to do that.
I don't know how to draw.
Just like try to network on my paper and generate another paper. You can totally do
Markup
that.
tree.
Yes, please. Train a markup chain on the book.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But then it will take a lot of time to actually train it. Because
Why?
the book is long.
Yeah, but it's automated. You can go to office hours and when you come back it's done. Oh my god, that would be amazing if you could say, generate a paper from these books, please. There was a project called the Bullshit Science Generator.
Yeah, I know that.
That's really amazing.
Still online.
It's
Like,
amazing.
I use it.
You can just submit that. Because she's not actually teaching the class, so she wouldn't know what you're talking about.
That's one. There are a few different.
She's just gonna see how long is this pass.
It really depends on how well the result is.
Just try and read it.
And if it doesn't make sense and then spend hours generating
It's
it, then
not
But it takes an hour to run it, to train the book. again.
Why?
Because it took me like half an hour to train the recipe. Even though I didn't end up using it, it takes me a lot of time because I feed all the recipes from this one recipe website. It's like,
How bad is your computer? Just write it. It's 3 pages more and you'll be done. It doesn't take that long. 3 pages is like an hour of writing.
Just to say something. Whatever.
Yeah, just say something.
3 pages, like half an hour work actually.
No, 2,000 words is a lot of writing.
I'm a journalism major. I write a lot of bullshit. So
You really need to learn how to bullshit. It's very valuable for every application and every class and every blog post. You should see my blog post. Each one is like a fucking Declaration of Independence. Just read through mine, see notes.
I read through yours, I can't even read it because
Did anybody else upload anything?
like Jess, the girl from dancing background, she uploaded.
Or is it full of photos of herself?
No.
No?
So he spent like first paragraph just saying she doesn't know anything about technology. She hates technology. It's blah blah blah. I should read it.
Good class, good class. Everyone, I'm going to actually read my blog post and just enjoy it.
Yeah, I was actually talking to him yesterday. He was like he doesn't like the class. Blah blah blah.
No shit.
She hated class. Blah blah blah. She didn't learn anything. Blah blah blah.
But that's a good paper. This was a waste of my time. I didn't learn anything.
Okay, so if I doesn't feel so bad because I told them I can help him with the office hour situation. So if I work my office hour really hard for another time and give my office hour to him, can
Your
I?
savior.
I have office hours to do right now.
Yes, yes.
All right, I'm in front.
Okay, I will be there. Thank you.
Can I come talk about with you?
Sure.
I'll let you know.
Laser control.
天哪，怎么办？
This is the key
怎
to
么办，
magic.
刘一凡？
So much shit to do. Jesus.
对啊，
Everything's gonna
我
be
跟他说一
fine.
声吧。
Just remember, everything's gonna be fine. Good luck.
I will take your slots. Okay, is that okay?
My
Yes.
brain is like literally done.
4:30. Yeah. What?
My brain is done.
I can't focus for shit. But I'm glad I'm like, I mean, I'm upstate now, so there's no one there. I'm alone, so
How many times do you stay there?
I'm gonna go back tonight. I'm gonna be back here tomorrow.
What is it like part-time residency? You have required to be there for like some time?
It's full time, but the director is a former ITP, so she's like, she understands.
Or you will do full-time after the semester ends?
I'm gonna do full time right after the show. Yeah,
For how long?
until I go to Japan,
When? Like when?
July 1st. I'm still gonna be here a lot. I'm just like, I'm gonna be there like 4 days a week.
So how long is the residency?
2 months. 2 months and 2 months and 2 months. And the girl is very cool. I'll introduce
这个
you.
其实不算，这就很烂。我知道。做一个是5月10。
Roboton.
Our husband now and April's now. April's now.
但我觉得我现在，
That's a joke.
我觉得我现在已经上市。
Why is she not here? It's like 2:45.
我刚刚还排，
So lazy.
我刚刚还跑出去散步，因为我不知道怎么办。猪肉怎么样啊？好少。然后他说我在写 vlog，在写 vlog 啊？什么事？对啊，什么？你要找我有事吗？我说你找我有事吗？我当然没事啊，可以聊。好。 Everything about that is just no, I want to work in more like these articles around that. I'm just imagining that you have to evaluate this
导一张照片出来，然后 AirDrop 给我自己。
好。我发现我的 charger 没有。都在没？有点开心。
对了，那个跳舞的 video。
哦，我现在 AirDrop。
给我手机那个。
好的。
啊，你 AirDrop 到我电脑。
好的。不要，我们也约了，然后你有那个吗 ？charger 吗？你是那个旧版的 Mac？ 对啊。你有 charger 吗？借我。你要用吗？我大概就充个上课之前吧。哦，太棒了！对，我就想，谢谢。
又丢了吗？
啊，我有弄丢，我想要买。没有啊，
可是我没有摆到这样。可是你最教的就是说，然后在这个
but not just a 360 with the depth, but from every direction. It's amazing. So it's like you need to record it, or you need to put all these cameras in a way that comes, and then you need to upload it to Google. It takes 2 days to process, and it comes out as an amazing feeling. It's gonna bring you to the message. But you only have to see when you can touch it. You can't even touch it. You can take photos. You can do everything.
Why?
It's like super.
My roommate. in Seattle. She works in Amazon, and she works for Fire TV. And every time I ask her, like, what about Fire TV? And she's like, I'm not allowed to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I can't
People
tell
love
you.
saying that.
Yeah. April，我们都错过套子的 office hour 了。他刚才来找我了，然后我说我们的东西在那个电脑上 ，April 还没到呢。然后我就说一会儿到了再那什么。没有，因为东西在电脑上。问问他 upgrade 的问题吧。我也要上课了。然后他说他4:30有一个跟 Todd 的 slots， 然后我们可以用。我单独溜出来问他吧，你把电脑给我。行，你给我说一下你的东西在哪儿。天哪！那你能不能一会儿溜出来问一下？就是你比如说你 presentation 完了之后，你溜出来问他一下。对你 present 完了溜出去4:30大概。天哪，好尴尬，哥哥。
Do you want to see?
Yeah, please.
So.
然后他就帮我借一个，我把代码我就换一台电脑。
行行。
Okay, so I can open this.
等我一下，我把这个看一眼。
Yeah. And I can make this window smaller and hide the console.
等一下。
And I can move around, yeah. And I'll be able to speak in a second,
Why
but
Japanese?
it's just the default environment. It didn't develop
It's
this.
default?
It's a plugin for an environment.
It's default?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I don't think default has
It's
this.
default.
Has a door.
It's not a door, it's a Torii gate.
Yes, has a gate.
Yes.
I don't think they have
it's
the
default
gate.
because everybody likes Japan.
Okay, show me.
Chinese Okay.
Change to Great Wall.
Okay.
Show me.
So you can see where the surface is where you can put things. You can turn off. You can randomize the environment with some button here. I don't remember which one. You can load a
Can I say
panorama.
something?
Not yet. You can load a panorama. Doesn't always work. But what's cool is that you can come into this place. You see, it generates a random name, kind of like in Glitch. This is a hollowed boundary, whatever. And I can start loading models. Now I have an elephant. And when you look, it says the word that you were searching to get this. And then I can load something else. Another elephant. Yeah, and I can move around and I can load something else. And let's say I want to create a family of elephants, yeah? So I can have a mom elephant and 2 children elephants, yeah? So I can click on this and drag it and make it smaller.
Can you drag it in VR?
Look, yes, of course. It goes into cardboard. And I can make it smaller. Tiny baby elephant. Yeah. And I can move around and copy it. And I can make mommy bigger. And I can make another elephant. Oh, this is the wrong one. So I can do delete. Delete is 0. Oh, it doesn't delete. That's good to know.
哦，这是咱们超市。
I'll have to fix that. And I can go here and have another elephant. And then when I refresh the page, I go back and all the models are loaded. Yeah?
Can I say something?
Not yet.
Why not yet?
Now I can.
Honey, can I go?
对，有的话，
看一下。Can I go ER？没有，我刚才。Can I go ER to get something and come back? Tell me.
阿肥，我 converter。
在我这儿，我给你拿。哎，我上次用一下就行，我上次用完给你。
OG 8K。
哎你，那你就我导。哦，我就那边。
Right here.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ 要把什么东西偷偷搬走？我已经听到了。猪猪也是3点多上课吗？然后还在赶吗？
对，我还。
我觉得这个也挺可怕的，你说是不是？他一直在直播你在干嘛，他就一直都播给别人看。幸好是有 one watching， 这要是有很多人 watching， 那你的隐私都暴露。
天啊，为什么是红的？
因为这个镜头被刮花了。哎，干嘛呢？
你们做完没啊，比亚？
没有，我今天我俩还都有一个 final 哈，他也有一个，我们还就是做下午的 final 呢。
你是哪个 final 呀
？Open Source Cinema。刚我不是在那弄着呢。
这是你的 Open Source Cinema 吗？
没有，这是其中一部，这是一个 live， 你看一会儿你就出现了，但是它有 delay， 这个就会放到 VR 里面，然后你可以看。
这是什么东西啊
？360度的。
啊，这就是360度那个东西。
对，就两边两个摄像头，这是杨洋教我的，
然后就这样子。
对，他到时候 create 那个360就放在 VR 里，就一整圈。
这你的 Open Source 的作业吗？
对，没有用什么 Open Source。
恭喜你活过来了，人生有了希望。我给你看，很好看。你别把手机落了，好。是用那个拍的吗？光线好柔和。这玻璃瓶。好开心，我觉得好很有很fashion的感觉。
Doing a blog post?
Just to have something to say. Not like you. You have an awesome project.
So soft. Okay. I wanted to test this thing.
It's hard.
It's what?
It's hard.
Because you're messing around. You mess around, that's what happens. Beepity beepity bee.
Fine.
What?
Fine.
What are you talking about?
Please present after me, okay?
I will present first.
No,
I'm gonna show first.
you're gonna make other people's project miserable. And
No,
before
I'm sure
this class,
I'm sure people did cool
and
things.
before the class started, you say, Ivy, I want to do the same project together with you, blah blah blah, and then fail me. You're never saying.
Did you say anything about this before the last class?
That's what you said. You want to do it together.
I
with
did
me.
want to.
No, don't do it together. You're too fancy.
That's my style.
I know. Everybody who worked together with you will begin to be the assistant. So, I don't want to be assistant.
That's a good attitude. So look how fucking childish this is.
Change the background.
No.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
You will go back to Neuroshore
I will.
anyway. I can have somebody else dying. I'm kidding.
You don't want to be nice to me.
I'm nice to you.
No,
I want you to change to China.
be nice to me.
Oh, did you see Leon's email?
I didn't.
The Instagram.
What?
Leon is moving to China.
Why?
You're gonna work there.
Okay. Doing what?
I don't know, maybe NYU. I told you his father is living in China.
Good for him.
Why are you banned again from the ER?
I'm not anymore.
You are,
No.
Yeah.
I talked to Rob.
but still you're still on the wall.
I had a cable for 1 day.
Same here. Is it working? No? Oh, I will tell you later. The first one in the VR is Tom. And
好，很棒，香。这吧。上课了。咱说的。
你觉得套的会不会生我们的气啊？
他很气吗？
我觉得他不高兴。
他每天有派系。好的，谢谢。
Let's go to class, honey.
Don't forget to put it on blog with the category finals. And without further ado, let's get rolling. Yeah, so I'll tell you, I haven't figured out how to make this alarm less horrible. So there's going to be a little bit of a loud alarm. There's got to be a way, right? It's not perfect. All right, so maybe I have to pay for it to get that. What was I going to say? Oh, who wants to go first? Mary, I think, has to go first, sorry, because she hasn't done any sleep.
Yeah, I have to. That's
and then you can do that.
So, went in a different direction than what I have been presenting so far in the past few weeks for my final. I decided to torture myself. Because I got excited about an idea and decided to do that instead of all the other stuff that I had done, which is not a great idea. I don't recommend.
You don't recommend switching directions?
Switching directions 2 days before finals do? Yeah, no, I don't recommend that. But I am.
I disagree. You got to take chances.
Okay, well, maybe it remains to be seen if this is a good idea or not. This feels small. So I got really excited about an idea that I think is connected to the idea I presented last week, which is last week I presented the future of fan fiction. This week I am presenting the future of acting, aka self-insert fan fiction. And I created a concept, at least, of a program that will allow anyone to key them, using a Connectron, will allow them to key themselves into their favorite movie scenes and will record their key as well as their Connectron skeleton. The idea being that when lots of people are doing this, you can compare not only your own performances, but you can compare your performance to those of others. This not being so much an idea of comparing for the sake of competition, but I see it as a way of knowledge generation and creative inspiration. This all came from a central anxiety that I feel in the conversations that we've been having in this class, which is, in the future, will we need actors? Or will we need more than 1 or 2 actors? If we can imagine a future where that people are already imagining and trying to bring into being, where all entertainment is data-driven and niche, like tailored to individual niches as well as individuals, then we could conceivably create the perfect performer or the perfect celebrity, and generate that in like the computational sense of the word to generate these sorts of things. So that's a terrifying prospect to me, and I'm sure a lot of other performers that believe in the human craft of acting as it is, and the idea that there is value in forms of expression that go beyond naturalism and an idea of realism. So I wrote a bunch about that, and then I started the baby steps of creating this platform of inserting yourself into movies, and I can show really quickly what I came up with.
Also, everybody, I forgot to say good down.
So I chose 3 scenes and keyed myself into them.
Good morning. Yes, all right. Good morning. Good morning. In the morning is great. Stay up late. Good morning. Good morning. Why Mississippi if it wasn't Mississippi?
Yeah. I can see there's some bugs.
It's walking this way.
That's not necessarily the point of these sorts of things, although that certainly can be if that's what you're going for. But the idea would be in some future scenario that you can either, embody this character in this scene that you love, live vicariously through it, or if you think you have a better idea for how something should go, you can. Everything would be mutable at some point. And so. To talk a bit about the mechanics of how you would compare and contrast performances, I took a couple Kinectron recordings of myself doing different things, like doing 2 different versions of the Debbie Reynolds part of Singing in the Rain, and that, like, 2 of which are, very similar but slightly different. The idea being that you could calculate, you basically use a for loop to go read through recorded Kinectron data, that it gets recorded both as this video and also as a JSON file, like an array that you can go through. There's a little surprise person that would probably mess up my data a bit. But you can calculate the difference between where the points are. I have done this in terms of calculating the difference between live points and recorded points, but I have to still figure out what that code is going to be for doing that math. And then the third Kinectron recording I made, I approximated Donald O'Connor's movements in the same scene. And so this would be an example of a different choice that one could make when keying the scene. And then I tried to answer the question of why do this. So I'll freely admit that it's a selfish thing that like I like. That's how I in the same way that we talk about embodied cognition, anyone, feels these impulses to participate. That whole essay we read, I really want to take action on those impulses, and I imagine that there are other people who want to as well.
I apologize in advance for not that much time for feedback, but some quick comment.
I think it's really great, like, for people learning choreographies and stuff like that. Like, you have to see the video, you have an analysis of like the movements, you got your own skeleton tracking, and it would be very like, it would be much easier to like see how well you're doing.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think you did a wonderful job. You in a short time in your turn of directions of doing a proof of concept. You got the keying in, you got the idea of the skeleton. You took some, you didn't necessarily have to do those together. Those are separable concepts. And then you got to this place where you're at least looking at the JSON and knowing that you could go into a repeat loop and check between those and compare performances. And then the big question is the slight variations in choices that different people make, is that interesting to each other?
Right.
In other words, is it interesting for you that you decided to do this at this moment, bring you into the company of other people who did that? Is that interesting for them? Is that fun? Is that a fun way to navigate the space of all possible dances by dancing? Anyway, I thought you did a great job. Okay. Buffy, why do you want to go next? Just to get it out.
It's been a long week. So I actually did something really similar to Mary's. So last week I wrote a real long blog post about how I feel VR experience, particularly labs, emotional anchor, and make comparisons with each ones. So for this assignment, for this final, I decided to make something that facilitates the creation of emotional anchor, so to say. So how do I enable users to create a character that is specific for their narrative, how to make the character be able to mimic users. So needs Mary Wine with when I have a facial expression. So what I made is saved the normal coordinates, and then subsequently I used math formula to subtract the difference between
and that was in P5, and then you put the P5 texture on the Mixamo pre.
Yeah, because I figured that's the easiest way to do it, and then also speech library, because I didn't know how to record them. And I thought a lo-fi GIF-like aesthetic is kind of like cool, so that's what I did.
Awesome. Questions, comments?
Yeah, at least I just want to play with it. You have a live example?
I do, like, delaying is
You obviously enjoyed playing with yours. Did you enjoy playing with yours?
Yeah. I mean, it's really wonky, and the lighting kind of like screws up the tracker, but yeah. So I made a lot of like weird facial expressions when I made this.
Well, one thing that Huffy accomplished here that we didn't get too much in class is recording a sequence. Like, a lot of the code I was handing out was, recording the state of something, kind of like still comics, the arrangement of things. And he's, in recording the expression, he recorded something over time, which I think is interesting. The usual question, the same question that I had for Mary, is that it's wonderful that that's recorded as data, as opposed to like video, which would have been in a way easier. What are the extra capabilities that data gives you? Recording it as data gives you?
Yes, I was thinking, so there's this thing called social media, which has been playing around with. So I don't know if that allows expression in the VR avatars, so I thought if I have this would be live stream, for example. And then when people talk on social media, they actually see the expressions. I mean, I'm not sure if that's feasible technology-wise. It's maybe webcam, but that's the way I think.
Right, but they could see it in video. It could be a texture map video. What's the advantage of being?
Oh, it's faster.
Faster.
It's all coordinates in just an array of integers.
Right. So that's one advantage. Any other advantage you guys can think of with that?
Shareable.
Huh?
It's shareable. You can use it on anything.
So that's two separate ideas. You can use it on anything. So you could, with video, you're stuck with the eyes and eyebrows picked, but you can reskin if it's data. And then shareable is a slightly different thing, or I might say comparable is a different thing, where you can compare your expressions to other people algorithmically. I don't know if that's interesting. In other words, like if you're kind of frowny, you're in a frown crowd, or somehow it's operating on the environment. That if you're frowny, the clouds become darker or something. Any other if you guys were, wondering how to make a blog post, you should look at Hoppy's blog post. It's wonderful. It has some, like conceptual background. It's so clean, and it just has this step-by-step description. If anyone wanted to follow his footsteps down this road, exactly how to do it. Thank you for that beautiful blog post. Any other comments? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, who wants to go next?
Me.
Thank you.
I also want to get some of this. Yeah, he also has the so. So, first I'll give some background. Like, first I tried to wanted to do also with Connection and do a lo-fi mocap. Then I realized that manipulating like for weeks I've been getting into like how to manipulate an FBX file to like do the mocap with a Mixamo model, but it's kind of impenetrable on how to get to the mesh, like to the skeleton and everything. Then it occurred to me that I can just create like arms and a torso and like everything but separately, so I can just manipulate them between the joints. When I found out that the project I had done the Kinectron manipulation was not in my computer, and I don't know, like I thought I had uploaded all my GitHub repositories before I went to my computer, but it seems that I didn't do that. Oof. Yes, I mean, I guess it's the only project I lost. And later on, I realized that they had already, like, Theory did some allotheory with Kinectron. Like, not that successfully. Like, I wanted to get from here to here with, like, any model, which is very, very hard. So I was like, okay, why would I do something that already exists? So I went back to another idea I had of, like, trying to use the leap motion to get that better, like more intuitive controls, and try to do some expressions. And my final idea was being able to grab something and compare it across scenes. Sadly, it's very difficult to use it's kind of difficult to use the leap motion control. So in here, I don't know why my things got shrunk very much. So I can move kind of. I had to modify the parameters like a lot to be able to have this movement like not go crazy. It has some issues with when I get like too near stuff. It's kind of jagged. It's kind of, and I can also rotate sometimes. Yeah. You see rotation there? They had the implementation where I took this from makes it look like easier, but it's actually like it's kind of frustrating because it moves too fast and it rotates in every angle, so I had to go into the documentation of this to like comment the rotations out, so I can only rotate like around and not like up and down. Like I wanted to use this in VR. Thankfully, I never ported this because it would be like right away. And the other thing I tried to do is add my hand, like to be able. That was the first time I was kind of happy with that, and I tried to add my hand, but everything started breaking since last night. So in here, yeah, you cannot see it now. Like it's kind of there. Yeah, it's I joined kind of the controls and everything, but still it's not very easy to use, sadly. I don't know. It needs some further like smoothing and to be able to use successfully, and at the same time, the interactions you get still are very limited because to move the camera you need to pinch and move your hand. To rotate you need to pinch it with both hands, and then you lose everything like to grab objects and stuff like that. And like further, I was trying to add like what Max is doing like about voice manipulation, so I could say like camera control and like or camera, and I would be able to manipulate the camera. And I would say like objects, and I would manipulate and move objects, and I would say compare or something like that, and I could compare scenes. But this just took me too long, and I couldn't get there. I like this. I enjoy working on it.
Any comments, questions, suggestions?
I like the project. The only question I have is like going forward, if you continue this, like what interactions would you
goes the movements, the motions down. You have characters in there, so would you be able to interact with them? Or?
Yeah, I mean, first I would like to be able just to grab them and like select them. Like, I wanted to be able to see my hands so I could link it to the ray tracer, but I didn't even get to like see my hand and control the scene at the same time. I could either like do one or the other. So it kind of it's a better implementation, but I would like to be able to like interact with the characters. But what sort of interaction I'm still not sure. One of the coolest things I've seen, which I saw 2 years ago, was like 2 Kinect cameras that track your position, and you could use a VR headset and like you could be in the room and interact with things, because the 2 Kinects were tracking your position and mapping it to the, I think it was one on each side, and that was enough. And that was amazing. Like I tried it, it was great. You saw your body? No, I mean I was my body, so I could walk around. And another person could also get into that, and I could see the other person, and the other person could see me.
As an avatar?
Yeah. So we could do this, and like we could like do a high five, and it would kind of work.
I think Cryptjack did something similar. It's yeah, it's like it's sort of haptic recovery motor gloves that you can actually touch with too.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a holy grail, as you say. People have gone down the road, and it's good to keep going down the road because we have to figure it out. Well, that's a question I have for you. Is this figurable out? In other words, were these just technical difficulties?
Yeah, I think mostly. Like I had to go to.
But this mode of interaction of being able to go into a scene and just like do at some level the natural stuff, like well, this would require haptics to pick that up. Hat tricks.
I saw this one. So usually you can do. This is not hard to do, but when you start like moving in space. So in here that I have, or in here even like, I have a camera and I'm moving in space, the hand is still being projected like in the center of the room. Supposed to. So with those things, like the first step was like, seeing where you are, like which your view is, and have your hand be in that space. And if you reach out, where do you reach?
And then, but then there's this notion of modes. Like I'm in natural mode, and now I'm adjusting the camera mode, or I'm in normal mode, and now I'm in cinch mode. Rotating.
I think it's very natural because like that was one of the blog posts I never talked about. With the phones, like we're limited to always like swiping, like using one finger or like maybe two, but we have our like what the evolutionary trait. One of the ones we have is like using our whole hands. We have opposable thumbs that gives us like a lot of expressiveness, and like we can grab things, we can push things, we can like do other stuff. So those trying to replicate that, I think is more natural.
The thing is, like, even the best deep motion things I've seen, they're still awkward. Like, not because of the tech, but it's like the whole idea of me looking at a screen or looking out somewhere. Because like that camera is like basically just doing that. And well, the haptic thing, I'm not sure if it's there, the problem will still be there. But my example is like, imagine third-person game cameras, third-person camera games. It's weird that we can control someone while looking at them from there, and we're not disoriented in any way. It's interesting, or like from the side, in the 2D. It's just interesting that we're okay with that. But these, I haven't seen myself being okay with it. You know, that
like if it comes too close to, like when you're doing from behind.
It's
You're not doing this.
it's
As soon as you're doing
disorienting.
this, you feel like you should be in that person.
It's disorienting because like all of like these are very mapped out distances and interactions, and that's why it's natural, right? But when it's in there, it totally becomes unnatural for some reason that I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, inspirations come from sci-fi. So Minority Report is like,
Yeah.
okay, I want to be able, or like Iron Man, like he does this and like the things move. So I want to be able to do stuff like that. That's why first I only limited the rotation to the Y rotation because we don't really rotate stuff like this or like that yet.
Okay, quickly, Mike.
Oh yeah, I just want to say there was a really interesting like past episode on Voices of VR, and it interviewed the guy who was recently became like one of the big guys at Deep Motion, and he was a filmmaker before. His name was Keiichi something, but he did a film called like Hyper Reality, which was just like this worst case scenario of like AR or VR.
This one?
But
One down from
I think
that.
actually,
Inspiration.
The first one looks like a big one.
This is 2014.
It was very recently. Type in Keiichi, but
Okay.
Keichi. If I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it talks a lot about like using your hands.
Oh,
and it's
yes.
just really
Yeah.
Cool.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go next. Stephanie. Right, that's not bad.
So Stevie and I work together, and in thinking about this final project, one of our thoughts was just to try to like see like different routes people come, and then we just thought, since being here in the space at ITP, like, you know, is it possible to really track the way, you know, our routes to ITP, and what was something that was really interesting between us was that like our paths actually cross, although we come from two very different places.
Different neighborhoods.
Different. She's coming from Jersey, I'm coming all the way from Uptown. And so we just thought that was something interesting and that we can explore that. And so this was kind of like the inspiration behind our project.
Yeah. I don't know if it kind of reminded me of in Snapchat, they have this thing where your Bitmoji is like on a map if you allow it to be, like if you're not like ghosted. And you can see where all of your friends are also. So if you're in the same room with all your friends, it looks like a bunch of you are together. And if you're not, it kind of shows where you are, like where your friends are walking to. It can be kind of creepy if you don't really want people to know where you are. But this was like, oh, this is the map of how I get here, and these are the things that I see. And I know I've run into people like on my way here, but it's like, oh, like I know you're not coming from New Jersey, you're coming from somewhere totally different, and it's not right in front of the school. So for us to like actually take that walk and see where we kind of intersect with the school.
So ideally we would want this to be like an augmented reality app where like I search in Tish and I'm like, oh, Stevie is on her way to Tish too. We can kind of like both like channel in and like, oh, this is her route, you know? Something a little entertaining, and of course it's not meant to be creepy, but this is kind of like what it is. It's not an app yet because it was messing up, so we didn't. But so this video here is just like you typing in, I'm kind of zooming in into it. But if you typed in Tish, and then you say, okay, Tish is here, and then I realize Steve is coming to Tish, right? So then these are 360 spheres of each corner that come across our path. So mine is a straight path from West Fork and Waverly, and hers is the path from 9th. Is that 9th? It's supposed to be 9th Avenue. That's not 8th Avenue. It's supposed to be on 9th. And we actually intersect right here
Washington Square Park. So this is Stevie's route to ITP, and that's my route to ITP. And so ideally, if we have more time, we would animate them more. We did a scan of Steven and a scan of myself. So like, then you'll be able to zoom in these 360 photos and stuff like that, and kind of travel through them. That's West 4th Street.
Is that
That's
West Street View, or is that just a?
We took 360 photos. So
Can you do that with Google Street View?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Cool.
Yeah. So it probably wouldn't be like right up on your
That's Washington Square Park.
middle of the street.
But ideally, like you'll be able to like see from a 360 perspective of like the path and stuff. You're really like just exploring ideas of using these different technologies.
Now looking at it now kind of feels like surveillance. Like, what do you see when you, or what does Tarek see when he walks down the street every day, right?
But yeah, so that's Stevie. That's me. Yeah. ITP. That's our plan.
Okay, great. Reactions?
I think it's a very interesting database of where does or what's the route of IT peers when they come to ITP, and it's a very social take on it because I would like to know that when I'm taking the train, I don't know, from Brooklyn, to know that who else is on this train or might be like even if there's like a live feed of that, just to understand. I don't know. It's like it reminds me of the days of the checking Facebook, where you used to like it was really filling up your social dimensions to know like where are your friends and your colleagues.
I was gonna say, kind of reminds me of Foursquare, but like backwards. So you're like you're not meeting up in like a cafe or whatever. It's like it is for interactions in public spaces, which I think is a really cool. It's a really cool angle to take on that, to like bring people together more, like in these weird sort of. Because like if you go to ITP, all your people are there. If you go to the cafe or the bar, you always go to, all your people are there. But like these weird sort of like liminal places where you're like on your way from one thing to another to still be like facilitating those connections, I think is really cool.
Yeah, great job. But what I'd like to put my attention is that the whole moving towards an orb, it's such a natural transition. Did you notice that? When the camera just goes to the orb and now you're there, for just like changing scenery, because we have that issue, it was so, it works. It was interesting. Yeah, use that something.
And I've seen that, your project had that, but Rock had a project like that. Someone else had a project like that. So I haven't seen the lot, but it's
I just want to say, like, this Knock thing is so cool because, like, it's cool today that, like, my friends use to, like, research vacation spots or whatever, and you see stuff, like, in real time. And I was just thinking when I was, like, on a fire escape one day, there were, like, all these fire trucks going by, and, like, they knew they were going down the corner, and, like, I just couldn't see beyond that corner. And I was thinking, like, what if, people in the future when they have headsets, you'll just, like, sort of drop into that person's perspective and like you just totally like transport, just have like a different sort of live webcam feed sort of anything.
Still see your blind spots. Like human blind spot that can see kind of way that you're able to see it somewhere else.
Yeah. Crowdsourcing.
Like Mapbox has like a SDK really playing around with there's like no way to bring in 360 video and stuff and see like if you can drop it in the sphere. It would be cool to see everywhere.
I like the decision of like making every sphere in the sphere in every corner, because it's like when you're moving across like in the street, whether it's one place or not, like as the corners is like the only place where you can like make a decision. So these are like the key points, like the key references for like everything. I really like that decision and it plays. I think it plays really well. I haven't thought about it. It's like
the corners was like the choice, because if I decide to take like a slightly different route, I still kind of end up at the same corner, so it's So it's like, oh yeah, it's always going to be the corner, right? Not going to stop in the middle of the street and then decide. So it was like kind of intentional.
Yeah, I think it's great and like really speaks like really like to understand like to be able to go through the path.
This is very compelling to me, great job guys. Two thoughts occurred to me. One, I don't think, like the way that you're conceiving of it now definitely isn't creepy. I think what's really exciting about it is that like it enhances a community that already exists. Like it's, like it actually is doing a service in some cases. Like maybe if it was open to the public, then like maybe that wouldn't make so much sense. But I think it makes perfect sense in terms of like framing it as like classmates or any other sort of freeform community. And then to sort of jump off what Max said about like public space, it would be really interesting to see if there were any like open CCTVs like along your route to like see if there were like you could like catch in any live street cams and it's like maybe unintentionally a commentary on reclaiming public space, like you're moving through public space and claiming it as like your path.
It's really interesting too. One of the thoughts I came up from this is like, especially being in New York, like you have. I remember I had this silent party. So where you like have these headphones.
Yeah, I love that.
And I invited a lot of my friends to it, and they were coming from all over, but no one knew where everyone was at. They was like, "Oh, I'm gonna meet you guys there." But it could be some people are just 2 trains ahead. You know, it's like, hey, let's all go. You know, let's all meet up. This is a route. You know, we can meet up at this time. So, yeah, I was just like,
I'm just imagining your little avatars dancing down the street.
and then someone catches a Uber and turns to a car.
So your avatars, how'd you scan them in? How'd you animate them?
So we use the structure sensor, and it's there's a few apps, but the simple app, it isn't as like detailed, but it's an app called Scanner, and then you put in the Mixamo, and then in Mixamo you can animate the character, and then they import into Unity seamlessly.
And so they have kind of fixed animations, or you can make the animations.
Yeah.
Can you pick them again after you leave Mixamo into Unity?
Yeah, so like Mixamo has like a bunch of templates where you could like choose, you could download different animations. I've never done it otherwise, but I have done it where I've like downloaded a couple and then put them together.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been like use Unity for this, but
And then we also have some motion capture technology. I just did a couple like custom animations.
Yeah, like if you have Mixamo, if the skeleton's there, you can attach it to the Kinect. And unlike the Holy Grail in 3JS, getting that right into work, it just works, really simple.
Yeah.
We have to get that eventually. The funny thing for me was seeing the smartphone in VR. And I kind of love that. I know you want to like eventually go to AR, but I thought that like having that interface was, that this business of like navigating the world by navigating the world isn't necessarily smart. People don't want to travel through the world. They want, the abstraction of the map is powerful. And being able to, see the overall, take the shortcuts, and all of that. So putting the cell phone into VR with the Mac was very, very cool. Any other comments? All right, nice work. Thank you. Who wants to go next? Go.
Google update. That's what Google Maps is going to look like.
It's okay.
Nice screen story.
Oh yeah, this is Lauren's project. Lauren Ray.
Oh really?
She did it for Earth Day.
It's still checking out.
Yeah, she's using what Google Earth.
And Google Earth images and then making them more realistic.
So
her, it's the Apple screen
One of the
saver.
first conversations I had with Lauren was her like starting to come up with this idea.
She's been working with it since we started.
She had 17 different touch designers touch up these Google Earth images to address the issue of pollution and how we don't take care of the environment. So it's really dope. Download it at earthsaver.com.
Right.
So we're still working the same piece, and then we just want to update what our progress is now, and how running our birds and time. So starting from like our inspiration, Einstein's dream, like multiple universe, parallel force, stack at a different time. And then this is another one that we showed you in the video earlier. So create multiple layers, and then represent multiple universe. And then this is our working prototype that we showed you last time. So basically, this is what we had last time. And then, so for this week, we actually switched from PJS to Apron because we found a lot easier. We don't have to deal with code. So we actually take the advice from Richard, the social. That was really cool. So this is the example code right here. We found A-frame, and then we combine it with our and this is what it looks like right now. I know it's running really fast, but we can slow down, and then this is our paragraph guide, and then we tested on Google Cardboard. It actually make you pretty busy.
So everything we do is to combat that dizziness in VR. Working towards obviously.
Yeah, getaway makes me dizzy right now.
Even like if you try it with the previous Zorch code, if you look up, there's the I don't know what that calls.
It's called Moray pattern. Moray.
Yeah, if you look up, it looks like this.
Oh wow.
So it's actually the cylinder is rotating, but the sky, the sphere is
Cool. I'm not great at solution.
I will definitely check.
I want to try it out.
I want to get lost in this.
So our next step, we talked to Dan, and then he suggested we could maybe go from different perspective. Like for example, go towards one specific frame, and then maybe you can peek behind, and then maybe the interaction could be something pops up where like the object turns, so you will see something behind. And like, or maybe if you look at the specific object at different angles, you will discover something different. That's our next step.
Okay. Any ideas, reactions?
It's very nostalgic, and I like that about it. I feel like even if I would get dizzy, I would pick it up every
like now and again and want to look at it just because it feels like something from my childhood, and I appreciate that a lot. I'm excited to see what else you guys do with it.
I think it's a very powerful thing because like you can potentially like show different things, and like it's a different way of showing animation. So you could show like one here and something completely different there, like just by using that.
Yeah, I feel like it, you know, I don't know, there's too much movement. I think the transparency of the other ones, being able to see them, and I'll have to look for here. But, you know, there's that idea, you know when you show, they don't do it anymore, but like when you actually used to show video, there used to be a shutter that went back and forth. And, you know, you have to basically, for, you know, persistence of vision to work, you have to kind of like clear the palette. Like have this moment of change blindness where you don't, your mind sees nothing for a second and then it won't worry that the next frame is a little different. And I feel like I'm not getting that with the way you have the transparency. So I'm seeing the next one a little bit too much. Like I have to see that and only that and then nothing for a minute for the zip. Is that what will work? What?
You're going to have a little bit delay for next frame.
Yeah, I think you have to clean your mental palette for persistence of vision to work. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's true. And, you know, in general, I think, you know, that is something that, you know, the other things you were talking about doing is moving forward or looking. You had an idea of having multiple spheres after that, right? What were you going to put on those spheres? What was the idea?
So right now it's just 360. It's just a sphere, just one layer.
Right.
But for that different dimension, it's more like more layers after that. So instead of rotation, you can just
There's a depth.
Yeah.
You can go into. And right now we're thinking to duplicate the same image, and then with different transparency, so you will kind of see through. And then when the camera rotates, we're still deciding if we should have image, some of the layers going reversed. So you'll see when the camera rotates, you'll see one layer is going clockwise, the other layer might be going counterclockwise. And so it feels like you're going back and you're coming to the present. It's like a cycle.
Yeah, so, you know, I think it's hard for you to see exactly what that's going to be like. You just have to play with it. But the thing that I was going to say is you need something equivalent to that change of palette as you move forward too. I didn't think about this the other day when we were talking, but you might have that sickening feeling, or not sickening, but just not convincing that you're just animating another moment in the same reality as you have when you're looking at persistence of vision. If you don't have a moment where you don't see anything as you move forward to the next sphere. Yeah, the other thing that just popped in my mind, and this is a little bit the opposite direction that Stephanie was talking about, like the slit is, brings to mind like slit, like slit experiments in physics. Have you ever heard of this?
Quantum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you send protons through these slits, and they, what?
Gold electrons?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Where you're measuring which thing it goes through.
Right. And I was in the middle of talking, wasn't I? Yeah. So those experiments are in the same realm as people trying to talk about kind of parallel universes, and multiverses. That those experiments are kind of held up as proof that your perspective on the world solidifies a particular instance of it. And so, it's just, they're both slits, the zoetrope and that, and I'm not saying there's any science behind it, except it's funny that they remind me of each other, that you guys are talking about Einstein's dreams, and you're doing a kind of a slit experiment that's, kind of nostalgic, but, also, kind of maybe forward-looking as well. Any other?
If you're interested in multiverses, Stephen Hawking's last paper was published, I think, 10 days before he died, and it talks about his new theory of the multiverse and why he thinks it's possible. Hawkins, Stephen Hawking, not Hawkins, but Hawkins.
Hawkins.
But I like the idea of playing with space and depth. When you ask the question, why is it VR or why is it immersive? For yours, it has to be, and that's kind of rare. Usually, a lot of these, I guess, have to be, but you're actually playing with depth in space in a cool way.
But just out of curiosity, did you try the spheres, the multiple spheres? Did you get hung up on anything? Or no? You just didn't get to
I tried to place different layer, but I think we have to. I don't think we have to start from scratch. But the code we used before wasn't a sphere; it was like a panorama and just an image attached on it. So kind of have to work. So.
We actually use A-frame.
Oh yeah, A-frame.
Right. It's really, really easy, so that we don't need to write a single line of JavaScript.
Right.
Yeah, before we spend too much time on the code and then we didn't get much.
Did you say there was a zoetrope example that you found in A-frame?
Actually, we created that.
Oh.
It's not.
Okay. Any other comments? All right. Nice work. Thank you. Who wants to go next?
Here. In case you don't see me. I'm okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you need the data?
Yeah.
Where's the inside?
I have it.
Where?
I have it. So for the final, I also did something in the VR and used the Google Daydream. So one thing about VR, I think it can give you something that you can never experience in your real life. So for the final, I created a video about as a user, you will be a tiny person in ITP. You're either on the table or you are inside of the locker or anywhere in the shop, and you will meet some people from ITP. So these are something you're on the floor and on the food cart inside of the locker, and I uploaded on the YouTube, and you can watch it from the VR. And after I created the video, one of my friend Yang, he told me one thing really interesting is you can live streaming on the VR. So I didn't set it up. I should have. So right now I'm live streaming the class. So in the VR, you will see yourself in the class right now. Okay. There's something wrong, but you can see the video first.
Do you want me to hold up the camera?
It's okay.
Will this help at all?
So maybe watch this one first. So this is no, this one is.
Oh, no, I don't need this.
Yeah. So in the video, the story is about like everybody is like super grumpy in the ITP, and everybody is doing something really mean to you. Yes. So people stepping on you and putting you inside of the trash can and throw stuff on you. Oh.
You're probably put in a
I'm in
pot. That's what
yeah,
happened to
I'm
me.
in a jar or something. Oh, there it is. Watching this is absolutely best.
Oh, I'm by the coffee. And what's his name is making coffee?
What is his name?
Mr. Coffee? Oh, don't touch me.
He has a name, it's Mr. Coffee.
I am the coffee. No, really.
That's when you realize. So have you, what are some of the other videos?
It's a class right now, but there's some problem. Let me refresh it. So one thing really funny is you can see yourself in the video in the VR. That's a really different experience because you're gonna see yourself like watching the video from the VR. It's not working.
What's the problem? Is it a network problem?
Yeah, I don't know. It happens sometimes, and there's a it's coming. There's a serious delay.
Do you need the headset back?
Yeah.
Can you hand it back?
Live. Yeah. Take a look.
Here, why don't you hand it the other one so they get a chance to react.
Wow. I have no idea what's happening.
Can you see yourself?
So I'm 5 minutes ago? 3 minutes ago?
Like 30 seconds ago, maybe. Yes.
There it is.
Yes, there it is. Yeah. And the resolution is really bad in the VR.
Yeah.
But
That's really disorientating in a cool way.
yeah, like one of my friend told me how to do this, and he is doing this one in nothing, and he tried to let users going back and moving forward, but it's really hard. Yes.
Futurama got that too, right?
Yeah. I'm seeing either Black Mirror or Futurama.
And we're getting delayed more and more and more and more.
Oh,
yeah, and stuck sometimes. Yes.
Can you see yourself, Kevin? So this is a different concept from the other one, which is playing with scale.
Yes. And 1 second. Okay, sorry. Yes. So this one, I try to do something like a special effect on yourself. Like, for example, when you say something, it can be voice controlled, and there's special effect happening like in the real life. But I don't know how to make it. So this is so far what we have. Yeah.
I feel that the first concept of it's very interesting because you kind of objectify yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you wonder how does an object feel, or this null object being placed in the space that really, I don't know, it's really interesting and powerful.
Yeah, I want to try to use a special angle to peeping people like how's their daily life in ITP, like people in the kitchen, like in the drawer, like in the locker, everywhere, like people interact with you.
Yeah, I agree that scale is really powerful. I think it's also, it reminds me a little bit of how I think we'll feel when the AIs come along. Like, we'll be little ants that they won't go out of their way to kill, but, will, not either go out of their way not to step on.
Yeah.
So it's just for me, it's a reminder that there might be another dimension bigger than us that makes us small and meaningless.
Yes. So you feel people say like after they watch the video, they feel super helpless. Because when people drop you in the trash can, you cannot do anything. You will be just inside of the trash can. It's very interesting because people are easy to be very grumpy during the final week. So it's happening every day. And yeah.
Not to gamify it, but it would be interesting if there was some kind of like objective where you had to interact with yourself in the past.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and like passing.
Yeah, I try to make something like I'm walking on the floor or something, but this is 360. I will always be inside of there if I like move it myself. So I try to figure it out, but I don't know how to make it. So I can only be there and let people interacting with me. So yeah.
You kind of need to wear it like here, like
upside
down, so there's not that much difference.
That makes sense.
And then
Yeah.
flip the image somehow.
Yes. What?
I feel small there.
Because
You're small, I mean.
camera, you're gonna be super small. Like because the camera is like the angle is from here.
Why in this one I don't feel small?
You don't feel small because I'm like holding
this
here.
is different than
Yeah, like in the video, I put it inside of the locker, so it will be the same size with the stuff in the locker.
No, not this one. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just me or is anyone else reminded of our is virtual reality of just past It's like
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.